We're excited to announce a new feature in Core Store, and that's the ability to pre-authorize and then capture a credit card. Pre-authorization is common in various different industries, including the hotel industry. When you go to check into your room, typically instead of the hotel charging your credit card, they actually pre-authorize it, and they will pre-authorize it for the amount of the room charge plus any incidentals. So if you're staying at a hotel for 2 nights and it's $200, or let's say $100 a night, that would be a $200 charge, but typically they'll add a certain percentage to cover incidentals. So let's say 20%. So they'll pre-authorize your card for $240, but when you go to check out, they'll adjust that amount to the actual amount that they should be charging you. So if you didn't have any incidentals, instead of $240, you would just be charged $200. When the hotel goes to charge your card, they're not starting a new sale. They're simply capturing the funds from the initial pre-authorization. So from a best practice standpoint, typically if you've got, for example, special orders that you do for customers, what you want to do is, instead of necessarily charging for the amount, because a special order, you've got to go and order the product from your vendor and it could take a few days. So typically either you would just collect the deposit, or you can simply pre-authorize your customer's credit card for the amount of the order. And that just reserves the funds on the credit card. So it gives you the insurance to know that that charge is being held, basically. That amount is being reserved and it's allocated to the order, the special order that you're creating for your customer. And when the goods come in and the customer comes to pick the special order up, you would capture those funds, and that becomes the actual charge. So it's a really good practice to do. Pre-authorization is only good for a certain amount of time. It's based on it's actually based on the card issuing bank. So typically you'll see a range of 20 to 30 days. I don't know if it's a set rule out there, the exact number of days, but it's typically around 20 to 30 days that the pre-authorization will remain valid. And once that expires, you basically have to ring it up as a new sale. So keep that in mind if you are doing pre-authorizations. To set up pre-authorizations in Core Store is very easy. All you need to do is just go to your store configuration, and I'll go ahead and jump to the suspended sales section. And for any suspended sale, there's now an option that you can say, okay, for this specific transaction type, when I suspend this transaction, I want to pre-authorize the credit card. So I'll just go ahead and choose special order, and I'll check the box and say, okay, if it's a special order, I want to make sure to pre-authorize the card. So let me just check that box and hit save. So now anytime I ring up a special order, if I attach a payment to it and it's a credit card, that credit card, instead of being charged, it simply gets pre-authorized. So let's demonstrate that. If I go into the sales screen, I'll go ahead and change this to a special order, and I'll choose a customer, and let me ring up an item. And I'll choose credit card, add payment, and at this point I'll process the card. I have it set to a manual card because I don't have a terminal in front of me. All right, so that card went through, and now I'm just going to suspend this transaction. I can just click on suspend sale here, or click the save order. Either one works the same way. In this case, I have to choose that special order again, and I'll just choose OK. All right, so you'll immediately see that on the receipt it shows that this transaction is pre-authorized. So At this point, your customer didn't really pay you. They've just, their card has been, the amount of money owed to you is reserved on their card. And I can see that by going into the Core Clear screen. Now, keep in mind, we enabled pre-authorizations only for the Core Clear merchant services. If you're using either Core Clear or Core Clear MX, this is a great feature, and it is currently only available for the credit card merchant services that we offer. The beauty is with Core Clear, we're a software company first and foremost, so we eliminate any of the hidden fees, the monthly fees, all of these little fees that add up, and if you add them up over a year, you'll see that you're paying a lot of unnecessary dues that the traditional credit card companies like to charge, because again, that's their main source of revenue, where for us it's not. And we can definitely beat any rate that you're currently paying. So definitely give us a call or reach out to sales@coreware.com. You can call our toll-free number at 888-272-5598, and we'll be glad to look at your statement, give you an actual analysis that shows you how much money you can save by switching to our merchant services. So that's my little commercial during this demonstration. But the nice thing with Core Clear is that you don't have to go to a separate gateway to actually look at the transactions that transpired. And this is really the Core Clear transactions. I can go ahead and hide all the charges and refunds. I can just choose pre-auth, and you'll see that my pre-authorization, in this case for $80, was just entered. And I can also go back to the sale transaction where it shows me that this was the pre-authorization amount. So imagine a few days go by and now the customer, I call them to let them know that I've received their items and they can come pick up their special order. So at this point, what we can do, I'll just click on the new sale. So what we can do is just pull up the suspended sales, and you'll see I have 2 open suspended sales. I'll go ahead and unsuspend this transaction, and you'll see that there's already a pre-auth credit card payment for the $80, and I can just go ahead and complete the sale. So it's super easy. So now my pre-authorization has changed to the actual charge amount, and currently we're showing both the pre-authorization and the charge. We're going to eliminate this, so by the time you watch this video, you won't see this as 2 payment events, because the pre-authorization really became the charge, and it's just redundant information. So basically you'll just see the actual payment that was done. Now the nice thing with pre-authorizations, so imagine that I have a customer and they've put in a special order and they wanted 3 of these, and we'll just do it as a special order. I'll choose my customer, and I'll go ahead and choose credit card. So let me process the card. All right, so again, I just entered another special order for $90, and I'll go ahead and save this order. So it's suspended. You'll see that it shows my pre-authorization amount of $90. Now, what happens next is, imagine that I've only been able to get 2 of these items, and I can't get a 3rd one. And I call the customer up and apologize, and the customer says, that's okay, I'll just take the 2 and cancel my order for 1, since you don't know when you'll receive it. So what I can do at this point is I can just pull this customer up, and you'll see the transaction for the $90. It's $30 a piece, but I'm going to change the quantity to 2. So now I'm only owed the $60. Well, at this point, I can go ahead and complete the transaction, right? I don't need to do anything. because it already shows now that it changed the pre-authorization to $60. When I hit complete, the system will only capture $60 instead of that full $90. So if I go into Core Clear, you'll see that actually I've got my charge that just occurred for $60. Now, you won't see it as a charge. Obviously, you won't see it as a refund, but you will see it as a capture. And you'll see here is the $80 captured amount that we did in the previous transaction. And then here's the latest transaction where we changed from $90 to $60. So we're only capturing $60 out of the $90 that we reserved, and that completes the transaction. Now again, I can also look at my pre-auth transactions because it will show both the pre-auth and the capture. And you'll see originally I did pre-authorize this for 90, but I'm only capturing the 60. So that makes it really nice because, you know, I can use this for various different reasons. And for example, if you have a rental item and you want to pre-authorize to cover the full amount of the replacement of the rental, but you're not actually looking to charge that customer that full amount, you can do that. So it's a really powerful feature, the pre-auth and the ability to capture. And if you have any further questions, don't hesitate to reach out to our support department. Our customer service reps are fantastic, and they'll be able to help you with any questions, or if you need any additional information about pre-auths or any other feature within the core store, or even any one of our products. Definitely reach out to our fantastic customer service reps. Thank you so much for watching this video.